si t'es pas de ma team. On baisse en Champions League, Paname c'est la Champions League. Les gars m'ont dit, bombarde-les. C'est PD s'approche, faut semblant de m'ignorer. Retrouve-moi sur le corner, fric des chiffonniers. Gros, à part ta lumière, tu vas rien allumer. Un job dans la main.
I'm selling all these tops, innit? So if you want them, just shout me and let me know. I'll let them go for about £5 each. It's calm. So as I said, if anybody wants the tops, just let me know.
Welcome to FanTV and Chill. Yeah, that's all I've got really. It's a shit week for me. Don't even want to be here. Don't really want to be here. But anyway, so obviously Liverpool versus West Ham, and then obviously the big game, Man United versus Arsenal. Of course, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, like I said last week, I wanted one of us to come in the studio happy. But anyway, it's a big game. I want 3 points. I want to come back here, smile, smirk, and just be able to talk shit next week. That's what I want. And it's the same.
Win, lose, or draw, you talk shit, so what's the difference?
Anyway, haters are going to hate. But anyway, should we get to Liverpool versus, obviously, if you've been watching for a long time, you know, if you're actually sitting top of the league, or no, whoever's sitting top of the league gets to go first. So obviously Liverpool are now officially sitting top of the league, and Everton are not. So Bilolo can actually claim it now. So when you're ready, Bilolo, go ahead.
Valid point, innit? Can't argue with that. This was actually the perfect week because every single result went exactly how I would have loved it. So obviously we won, Everton lost, and guess what? My final score, the final team that wanted to lose. Come on, 3 good victories, amazing, loved it. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Everton. On the note on Everton, yeah, we know this was a fluke, and I called their last 2 results. I said they're gonna lose. So far they've lost, and long may that continue. And I don't know where you're at. I'll be cashing out. I'll be cashing out because there's pressure in it. But anyway, man, Liverpool, West Ham playing at home. Yeah, like West Ham again. I said this in the preview that they're one of those teams that they're a dodgy customer because they got a good disciplined manager, and obviously they've got a good team overall. And given the fact that because they're quite a strong team, like in the air and stuff like that. And we kind of weak at the minute defensively, so it was a game that I said 3-1 for some reason, like leading up to that. But I don't know whether that was before Fabinho got injured.
Yeah, it was before.
Yeah. So on reflection, obviously I wouldn't have said that, taking that into consideration. But we went into the game, yeah, like super weak defensively. I've lost faith, like on Joe Gomez on his own anyway, let alone for him to be the leader of that back four. So I was a bit worried, but at the same time, we're playing at home, and you felt like we've got too much firepower. As long as the midfield take control, is the sort of game that we should win. But the first half, it was not a lot happened. It was poor from us really because West Ham came probably how we expected them to play. So they played quite defensive, 2 banks of 4, and they were quite disciplined. They didn't really get out of their blocks.
It was good that Antonio was out.
Bro, we were so lucky because our centre backs would have legit bullied, like, because he's incredible. They had a bit of momentum. I can't remember what led up to their chance, but I think the ball got crossed by by their left back into the box again. Gomez cleared it, defended the ball, but again, he's played in the Prem long enough now. You just should be smarter. That ball is going that way, or less likely that way because you don't know what's behind you. But he put it straight, in the middle of the goal, and then we didn't have any DM there, and obviously their player just got a clean strike again. whether Alisson, I expect Alisson to do
I
better.
think he was unsighted.
Maybe, yeah, because I expect Alisson those kind of shots, because he wasn't, the pace of the ball was a bit slow. I think maybe because of that. So because I was a bit like, right, did that actually go in?
Yeah.
But anyway, they won 1-0 up. In that first half, before we got our goal, the only kind of half chance was when Ando played Mane through, but a good touch. Mane's his body positioning was bad. If it is good touch and good body positioning, he puts himself in a really good position so that the defender couldn't come back and clear. But I think he got that first touch wrong, which isn't characteristic, or the ball was maybe too fast or whatever. But nothing. That was the only highlight of the half really, and then we get the pen, which you could argue, you know what I mean, is one of them. There was contact from the back. Maswaku is, even though he's my Congo brother, but the guy is sloppy. You know, he has his moments. He's a typical African defender, innit? Do you know what I mean by that?
Go on,
No, you're generalising.
I've seen enough.
You're generalising.
I've seen enough, innit? Like this is it's a typical African defender where their concentration level is not 100% all the time. They might just do that something and then they let your team down. Then second half, again a little bit better, but still not great until really just Jota came on. I think we were a bit more dynamic, and more so because Shaqiri came on. I think we needed a midfielder like him to make things happen, or someone else a bit more creative, you know, with what we had on the bench. And luckily for us, that man again, Jota, is on form. And
he's giving Klopp a decision to make.
For me, I think it's a very easy decision now. You know,
What? Is it?
at the moment, yeah, you can't argue, like, you know what I mean? Because Firmino's not performing.
But don't you think if Jota then comes in, doesn't that like change the way that you play?
I don't.
The change, because obviously because Firmino will drop, Jota's not going to drop.
I don't think it does, because Jota is overall is a good footballer. So he's not just a forward guy. So I've seen enough for him to be confident that he can play deep. But at the same time, I see exactly, because we're gonna have to adapt somehow, innit? But we've got Thiago. Hopefully, when he gets fit, he'll be the guy who's going to be creating everything from the back. So the dynamic will change. Yeah, overall, again, whether we deserve to win or draw, I don't quite know. But it's the sort of game that just get the 3 points in it, which we did. But it is what it is. We got 3 points. We're back on top, and I got nothing to complain about really. So.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, now that we're done with that bullshit.
Before you start, because I remember I just wanted to put this little disclaimer before we start. Now, it was in January, I think it was, when we played you guys at home, and you said, and I quote because I checked on the phone to the previous shop, you said that I can't come on here like being all cocky and stuff because my team went above you.
Yeah. Normally, when a team loses, what should happen is they're the team, for them to be even coming and say, you know what, yes, I'm the man, this and this. Like, you need to also be above us in the league. Yes, you got the win. I'm not taking that away from you.
So obviously now we beat you and my team is above. Giving you logic.
You can say what you like.
I could be a bit more brash with it. I'm just saying because I was cocky then. Well, I wasn't cocky. I'm never really overly cocky, but like you said before,
just make your point.
Like what Arsenal can't hold.
He said I can't come in there because like usually when a team. If a supporter, one of us comes on there and he's cussing the next guy because he beats them, it doesn't make no difference if we look at the league table.
So you can't chat because
we're below them. Obviously we're above them, so
okay.
obviously then it gives me the reason. Obviously, and obviously you said the episode.
Ole out, mate. Ole out. That's what I'm saying.
We like to begin and also just one more thing I wanted to say as well about the situation, obviously, because obviously you've said it before, and other Man United have said it before about Messi Lingard doing his little dance on our pitch and that, like treated like it's like a dance floor. Now, my African brother Aubameyang was treating your pitch like an Afrobeat dancer.
See that little move there?
You know what I'm saying?
Bring back the gloves. What was it? Oh, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. He might have stolen that from Congo still. Aubameyang. Watch out, yeah?
Would you like to begin? Because obviously because you said before, I don't think, sorry, before I continue, you said, and I quote, you said, because last week, when you did lose, and you was above us, you said, it's your right in starting off because you're above us, but obviously, we're above you, and I even said to you at the time when we were below you, I said, you know what, you can talk about your loss, but you're below us, but you can talk about your loss. Continue. Continue with it.
Do you actually want to be here today? Wow. Just say it. All it out. Don't come with no BS today, man. Say it. All it out. I want to hear it.
Can I talk?
Yes.
You can do, man. Express yourself.
Express yourself. Do it good.
Sure, man. Do you need water?
So, obviously, I'm sure my Man United fans out there seen that performance. I wish I didn't see it. I honestly wish I didn't see it.
Cut the shit the fuck off.
Bro, what is it?
Bro, what is he doing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
All I would say is, was you happy with your starting lineup? Because I think a lot of Man United supporters were happy. No, maybe not the starting lineup, but you're happy with the formation chosen.
I don't think Arnold would have, because McMahon was on the pitch.
Play like right wing or something like that.
McMahon and Wan-Bissaka on one flag. Are you having a laugh?
But what I would say is, it goes back to what I originally said. Because it doesn't look like you want to review the game, so I will do it for you. So let me just say this one bit, and I'll get into it. What I would say is, it goes back to what I've said and what I've keep on saying about your team, and in a lot of situations. When you beat Leipzig 5-0, and when you beat Newcastle 4-1, and when if we go back to that last season when you were 3-0 down to Sheffield United and you come back to 3-3. I'll go back to what I originally said back then. It's just freestyle football. Like, it's not that you're controlling the game or whatever. It's because you've got good players. Because you've got good players, at certain periods of a game, them good players are able to play and then be good. But it'll gloss over the whole thing. But anyway, let me get into the game anyway. I said obviously on the preview that this game would show who's the tactical manager and who is the better manager tactically. And I said last week that Brendan Rodgers outsmarted Arteta. And I personally would sit here and say that Arteta is showing more of an ethos and having a tactical nous than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I even said it, and I put it kind of on the line that who's going to win the tactical battle. We can clearly see that Arteta won this tactical battle by far. Like, I
wouldn't say by far. We were shit, but I wouldn't say you lot were any better. I would not say you lot were any better.
Okay, so let me give you more reasons to why I would say that. The reason why I say he won it by far is this: we had a structure, we had a way of playing, we had an organised defence, we had attackers with movement, we had midfielders that not only were stopping your attack, we had midfielders that were stopping your attack and then beginning our attack. Anyway, we play out from the back, and that's another thing as well. What I say, and also we're playing out the back, and we were playing out the back and beating your press, and then going on the attack. We had a few chances. I think the first one was
Aubameyang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cross ball.
Yeah. First one, Bellingham on the right, crossed it along, and even when Bellingham played it across, I could kind of see that Aubameyang weren't going to score it, but it was kind of close. But I could see he wasn't going to score it. Second chance I see was when Willian did a little move on the right, cut in, and whips it left, hits the bar. These kind of chances you're thinking, some at the time you're thinking, they just kind of put these chances away. Saka, balls crossed in, and you're thinking, header it like you did before, put it in the poor header. Again, you should be putting these kind of chances away. all this time we're doing all this, we were outplaying you and controlling the game, which is why I'd say what I said beforehand. Is there anything you want to add to that first half?
No.
So we then
No, I'll just speak. Yeah, the starting lineup was shit. Considering we were at home and he played Fred and McTominay. I think I said previous game, just play a holding midfielder, play both Pogba and Fernandes in attacking midfield, and give Arsenal something to think about. We didn't do that. The first half was fucking atrocious. It was fucking horrible to watch. The only good thing about the first half was probably the back four. The midfield and going forward, they didn't look like they knew what they were.
When you say the back four, when you say the back four,
no, it wasn't. I'm on about the team defensively.
Yeah.
I'm on about the team defensively.
What do you mean? Tell me, explain. Is that elaborate?
I saw what Lindelof done, and then I seen what the Zaka ball and Manda Wan-Bissaka, and then flipping. I don't know my guy.
Okay, but that's what you think.
But when you say the back four, was there anything? Explain. What do you mean by it? So
no, I'm saying defensively. Obviously, Arsenal were making chances, but defensively in that game, we were much better than we have otherwise have been in other games. That's what I thought anyway.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say that personally. I just feel like that's poor finishing from ourselves.
That's fine.
So just one more thing for you, Sam. So obviously, and also you said on the chat about Partey, you said obviously last week like Jamie Vardy was having a party in that fam. I said it, and the thing is, I feel bad for the government in Manchester, because lockdown was on there, but Partey was partying on the pitch. He shouldn't even be doing that.
Show?
Cameras on him, CCTV, everything, and he was partying.
Did he run the show? I didn't, because I heard people were talking about him, but I didn't
run the show. And the thing is, it weren't just him. It weren't just him. We you know what else we're realising as well? There's not just one Egyptian king. There's another Egyptian king too. There's two. He was man the match. No, listen, real talk. El Nene was man the match. El Nene was man the match. El Nene was man the match.
Put some respect on some man's name. El
Nene was man the match. Yeah, listen, like they were running the show. They were literally running the show in midfield. Like Partey, like I said to you, was doing his thing in midfield, and then they was doing his thing in midfield, and they were helping each other. There was times when like Partey would drive up with the ball and then lose it, and then you're attacking us. And El Nene's there to hold him up. Partey come back, take the ball off the guy, and we're going again. Like it's just. Anyway, we're just going to second half.
It seems like you have a lot to say to them. And
second half, again. Obviously, substitutions should have been made at half time. I feel like sometimes as a manager, you have to read the game and see how it's going. And if it's absolute shit, you have to substitute players off, and you have to make them aware that it's shit. But Ollie, for some reason or not, he just did not make the changes, because I felt at that half time, because of the way the game was going, and we weren't really doing anything. He could have probably taken Greenwood off, put Rashford on the right, and then bring on Cavani, put him up front, and then also in midfield he could have taken off Fred or McTominay and brought on Donny and put him on the left, and then just have one player in a holding position.
You did start the second half better though.
We didn't, I think for the first 15 minutes, but it's still shit.
Yeah, you didn't do shit. You played better, but it wasn't anything to worry about for me personally. But you did play better in the second half. But then after that, it was like you said, it was shit.
What did you make of that fourth diamond shape anyway? The personnel in that starting lineup, particularly the midfield. What did you make of that? Because I swear, Donny wasn't on the pitch. Donny didn't start in it, but it seemed a bit weird, didn't it? Knowing how Arsenal play, of all the formation you're gonna play with a diamond with full, almost central-ish midfielders.
Well, no, we didn't play with. It was McTominay and Fred. It's a formation we've played many times.
With them personnel.
Yeah, one up front.
Not them personnel.
Them personnel.
What do you mean?
Because
Fred and McTominay always play. No,
two DMs.
Fred and McTominay always normally play there in big games. If you watch the big games, they'll normally be there. In that position, them two will normally be there.
You had Pogba. Pogba was a diamond though.
Pogba was on the left. Yeah. Bruno was on the
attacking. He was attacking mid, but floaty.
Yeah.
Then you had what's his name, Mayo on the right.
Yeah, I swear in
And
big
then
games you
Fred-
tend to have like you favour Daniel James. He favours Daniel James, or like a pacey wing or someone that learn it like a bit away.
But when I watched the game, it did not look like we were playing. Because I think when it started, I don't know if Mason Greenwood and Rashford were meant to be up front, but it didn't look like that.
Yeah, so after we rode that 10-minute storm, we then took control of the game, as I've been saying. We just took control of the game, and obviously, if I'm being honest, I was ruining the chances we missed in the first half, and I was thinking, what's going on? Because obviously, you got to remember with us, even though we controlled the game, our chances creation weren't the best in the second half. We didn't really have we didn't have as many gilt-edged chances as we did in the first. But obviously, we get the penalty. Did you think it was a penalty, Willis?
Yeah, it was a penalty.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's what I make sure. Yeah, so yeah, we got the penalty. Bellerin, a great run. He ran in on the inside of. On the inside of Willian, and then obviously it was on Pogba's blind side. He made a challenge in the box. Reckless. We get the penalty, and like I've said before, I'll say it again. When you got man like a Bamia, when you got man like a
It's only a pen, man. Come on.
doesn't really matter, mate. It's pressure. It's
Pressure with no fans.
It doesn't really matter. It's pressure. You got to remember.
Yeah.
We've missed chances and that.
But he's a pro bowler, though. He's
Yeah,
a striker.
yeah.
I see no pressure in
You
taking
got man like
the
a
pen.
Bamia at top. Anything can happen. He just puts it away, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, cool, hold this. But like I said, and like I said about the structure of your side and how you play tactically, it's not you're expecting an onslaught. I'm expecting an onslaught. It didn't happen. Like it didn't happen.
As in what, from you guys? When
From
you
them,
scored?
right? We scored. We're gonna retreat.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm expecting an onslaught from them,
Yeah, so
but it didn't happen.
they were almost defeated even mentally.
Yeah,
right?
it didn't happen, and obviously,
Yeah.
we go from that. Obviously, the highlights for me for the game, I'd say Bellerin, he played well. Gabriel could have got a second yellow card, but
He should have had a second yellow card.
so should have Fred as well. He had two warnings in the first half, one second. I knew you should say that, so I had that ready. Gabriel he should have had a second yellow card, but hey, that's how it goes. He played well. Holding coming back early from injury because we couldn't have Mustafi in that game. Again, he played well. I've already said about the two. I told you about two African generals in the midfield. On their team. And obviously, and Aubameyang at top. He played well. No, he didn't play well. Let me rephrase that. Sorry, Aubameyang didn't play well. He scored the penalty that got us the 3 points. Sorry, let me rephrase that. He didn't play that well.
Aubameyang.
Yeah, he didn't play well, but he scored the penalty, and then that's what he
In those games,
there for. Scored a goal. That's me. I'm done without Willis.
Going forward, I think Ollie really needs to have a rethink because what we're doing as a team isn't working. I don't understand how 1 week we're turning up and playing well in the Champions League, and then the next week we're turning up in the league, and we just have no sense of direction, and it's really getting frustrating because you look at the players we have on the pitch and the quality we have on the pitch, and to think that these players are not fucking being able to do anything. What pisses me off about that game, and something Roy Keane said, is just the fucking players were not up for it. They were fucking not up for it. I don't care if you play shit, but just show some passion. Make a challenge. Do you know what I mean? Have a shot on goal. Make something happen. We cannot be fucking languishing between 7th or even 6th place to fucking 20th place all season, just up and down, and then yet again making a last minute run for the top 4. We can't do that. And if we carry on doing that and it's fucking coming January, then I'm sorry, it's not fucking acceptable. And we have to look up, potentially you have to look at getting another coach in.
Anyway, back to business. Pochettino, what are you saying? I've already made a few phone calls to Old Trafford, to Ed Woodward. If he wants to restore faith in himself, like Ollie, listen, Ollie, I like Ollie, but I think he just needs to sit in the back room for a bit and let Poch do his thing. Like, we need to, I think that is the right manager for us to get Pochettino.
Because those ain't the standards that can be set at the club. And going forward, again, when I say about Ollie's managerial decisions, he has to make the decisions in order to drop players. So if players are not performing, they have to be dropped. They have to be dropped. If people are not performing, they need to be dropped. You can't play people on the pitch just because they're a fucking name. No, I don't want that. Fucking hell. But yeah, that's me done.
Yeah, man. So obviously, yeah. So special mention this week for me. Our candidate for me is Southampton. I know obviously it ended up being 4-3 away to Aston Villa, but the way they're playing right now, I don't want to talk about that game, but not in the position, but the way they're playing is just sick. And obviously, like James Ward-Prowse's free kicks, man, are deadly.
He bagged 2.
Deadly, isn't they?
He's like the new Juninho.
Yeah,
Jeez. But they've been on the come up as well, even from the second part of last season. So
talking about this, what I'm saying about teams that have the ethos of play.
Legit.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I don't know if you think of anyone else, but I think it's Southampton. Personally.
Yeah, no, I couldn't give it to Newcastle. They only beat Everton in it, so it's not that big.
I forgot about that too.
Apart from that, I know Leicester won today, so we expect Leicester to be at Leeds though, but still, I expect them to win that game.
So Southampton. Will this be
No.
Yeah, that's it.
All done. But anyway, please, as usual, please subscribe.
You want to see more shit performance from United? Love
Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments, likes, buttons. As always, please tune in next week and share all the videos. And as usual, comment down below if you think anybody's obviously talking shit on the panel. Until next week, over and out.
No like it. Come on.
On the Arsenal victory against Manchester United, obviously it was 1-0. It was a penalty. For me, it was a boring game. I didn't have much fun watching it. You know, it wasn't like a Arsenal versus United rivalry where it was, say, Keane versus Vieira, that sort of era. But it was good for me as an Arsenal fan to see Thomas Partey play really, really well. Another new signing, Gabriel, solid at the back. And I mean, he played. When you watch him, he doesn't look good, you know. But what happened? He shut Manchester United out. You know, Rob Holding, he played okay. I think his game plan was to give Rashford a couple of digs early on in the game, and then sort of try and scare him a bit. And I think he might have accomplished that maybe. So that's why Rashford was quite quiet. Manchester United didn't really have any chances or make any chances. The fact that they deployed Pogba, sort of a left central midfielder, but he ended up playing up as a left midfielder, makes absolutely no sense to me. But yeah, on the whole, it was a really solid Arsenal performance. But watchability factor, the game was quite boring. But no, I think we played really well. I mean, Mohamed Elneny, if you said to me at the start of the season, I'd have said sell him, get him off the books, dead weight, you know, get that money back. But him next to Partey has been an absolute unreal combo. I actually saw a clip of him earlier. It was the 91st minute, I think. It was when Lindelof received the ball from Luke Shaw and he had to kick the ball out of play because Elneny's press on him was just, you know, he was pressing him so much that Manchester United were tired and they had nowhere to go. So he had to kick the ball out of play, and then Lindelof actually goes, you know, mental at his teammates. And I think that's what we've been missing. And I think Arteta got his tactics right. I mean, I know we scored a penalty to win the game, but completely shut Manchester United out of the game. So yeah, comments on the game would have been a little bit boring, but we got the win, and the players that I saw played really well. And yeah, it wasn't good looking, but they played well, and they won the game. And it's the old saying, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and I'll take it.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. 24 hours later and I'm still fuming. Shocking, sloppy, dusty, flat. Just disgraceful performance from the boys completely. Just can't even look at them. From the manager to the players, all of them, just this badge, they don't deserve to wear this shirt at all. I mean, if we look at the performances, there was nothing there at all from any of them. There's nothing I can really say about it. It's becoming a pattern that we're consistently inconsistent. So we're not going to sack 23 players. So the only person that's got to go is Ollie. If it's not Ollie out, I don't know what is, because he's clearly showing the signs of what a decent manager at West Ham would do potentially. You can beat a big team, you can pull out a result, you can play 5 at the back, but you can't play on the front foot and break any teams down. And it's getting embarrassing now. We're 15th in the table. 15. This is Manchester United, and we're 15th. Absolute joke. Relegation rhythm. It's absolute joke. Yeah, look, Ollie out. Let's get a manager in that can coach these players to becoming consistent. Someone with pedigree, and then we're good to go from there. Look, there's only one thing I can say is, well done to Arsenal. We're banter FC. We'll hold that. We'll hold that. Arteta schooled Ollie again. But I feel like Arsenal were there for the beating, and we flopped once again, didn't we? So, oh man, it's gonna be a tough week. But yeah, look, we go again, innit? We go again.